Hello, everybody. Ziggy Now here. Hope you're doing well. It is, let's see, May 20th, and there has been, wow, a rise in content on YouTube. It's got to be all the time we've been spending at home, right? Who's got a side hustle? Maybe it's creating a YouTube. So I've decided to start creating my own content. And what I'm going to start doing right now is giving people kind of a weekly breakdown of what I'm seeing on content in the regards of to hobby interviews. I have up on in front of you right now subscriptions that I'm kind of monitoring some of the guys I follow. If you're up here, if you're not up here, shoot me, or PM me or message me or type in the notes at the bottom, and I'll add you to my list. I love to watch new content. There's a lot of new guys out there. What I'm going to focus on for this episode are some of the recent interviews that I've seen and why I think it's important that you should be checking them out or getting something out of those interviews. Let me start with one of the best interviews I saw not too long ago. Was this interview from Cardboard Chronicles. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but what I liked about this is that this guy was able to get one of the guys from SGC on. And it was really good to hear this guy's passion and his thoughts of SGC and grading. And I'll say it opened my mind to SGC. I haven't used them yet. I'm not against them. They're in my plans to use in the future. But I really liked the video, and I liked the interview that Peter gave. I forget who the guy who was interviewing it, but shout out to Cardboard Chronicles. Great job on this interview. I think, look at this, 8,000 views. They have 4,000 subscribers. So check out Cardboard Chronicles, and I hope to see more COVID cough interviews from you guys. I'm going to go ahead and move on to another one. One of probably the most influential interviews I saw, and this is about 10 days ago. Excuse me. Jeremy had Brian Gray, the Leaf CEO, on his show. His channel is Sports Card Live. Just launched this, about 330 subscribers. This has only had 483 views. And man, more people should be watching this one because he interviews Brian Gray, who talks about dropping $1 million buying cards, right? Talks about buying Jerry Rice and kind of explains to you what's happening in the rise, where a lot of this investment money is going in to buying cards. One thing I learned from this interview is it's easy to spend $1 million buying cards. It's not easy to take $1 million out in cash liquidity. And I think that's going to be something we're going to have to watch for in the future. But great interview. Highly recommend this. Big fan of what Jeremy's doing over at Sports Card Live. So check that out as well. Next interview, I'm going to talk about the guys at Slab Stocks. This was kind of an interview of an interview. But I still thought it was cool. These guys turned me on to Joe Buck and Oliver Hudson interviewing Mark Cuban. I'm a huge Mark Cuban fan. I'll be honest, I'm not a Joe Buck fan. Again, I recommend checking this out. I'm not a fan of these guys. Their whining channel, Daddy, what is this? Daddy Lies, or I forget what it is. Daddy Issues. Look, two rich guys complaining to me about their challenges being a dad. I know it's challenging, man, but come on. It just doesn't, right? You got nannies and house cleaners and a wife, and you have mistresses. Come on. I'm just give me a break. Anyway, good interview, but that I just wasn't too thrilled with the Joe Buck and Oliver Hudson dude. Another great interview that I like this week. Shout out to the guys at Hobby Hotline. Only 200 subscribers. Man, you guys are watching me die right here on camera. They had Tracy Hackler, who I think is product management for Panini. I thought this was awesome. I'll say one thing that I want to see more of being in the hobby is content from the manufacturers. Hearing from the manufacturers to me is awesome. And the only time I've ever seen manufacturers was when I went to Nationals. So the fact that these guys are on the phone, I really dug that. I liked his interview. He's got a lot of cool crosses in the background. I think he tells a little bit about that. But highly recommend. Check out this interview and check out the Hobby Hotline. These guys pull in people, lots of different interviews, but I really liked what they did on May 18th. Only 19 views, man. You guess someone's got to be watching this stuff. There's good content out there. Next interview that I really enjoyed was, I'll move this up a little bit, was Jeff interviewed Chris G613. Very popular guy on, I think it's Instagram. Probably known to many people in the hobby. Has a YouTube group, YouTube channel. Just great interview. Because you know what? I can relate to Chris. I understood what Chris was doing. I thought Jeff did a good job on the interview process and talking about what he's doing. And just I don't know, the nostalgia. I really liked the conversation these guys had. Really good interview. Did I learn anything out of this? No, I didn't walk away learning anything like I did about the Leaf interview. But I really, really like this interview and recommend checking it out. Sports card investor, one of the top content providers, 22,000 subscribers. You know, big fan of those guys. I'm on their Facebook group. Check me out there. Another interview that I thought was really good this week, and going back to Jeremy at Sports Card Live, I think he's going to be doing interviews like once a week. Again, I want you guys to watch these because I want these guys to be successful because I want more interviews. He had the CEO from COMC, and I was pretty excited. I asked questions that Jeremy was able to ask directly to the guy. He answered. That made me, I thought that was awesome. So big shout out because I like the fact that Jeremy's doing these live interviews. Same thing with the guys at Hobby Hotline. There was a live interview with the guy from Panini. Really enjoyed that. Last interview that I've seen recently, and again, there's other interviews out there. Please let me know. I'll definitely add that to future recordings. Was Christina's Corner. Christina is one of the members of House of Jordan. She does an interview every Tuesday. She did some interviews in the past with some of the artists from the Project 2020. I thought that was kind of interesting. Not quite as cool. This interview I found very cool. This was a conversation with Kevin Hake, Director of Sales for Panini. I actually going to watch the whole thing because I missed the first part of it, but I liked it. I just think to myself, I used to do sales, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy's got to have the easiest freaking job in the world. Like, does he ever miss his quota? Is he ever, oh man, I can't sell enough Panini? Really? I mean, I'm surprised he even have a salesperson. I think he should be like Director of Order Taking. I'm just joking, man. Nothing against Kevin. I think that's awesome that he was on this interview, and I'm looking forward to listening to the whole thing. But he talks about the prices of products. He talks about the Zion Rush. He talks about Panini. He talks about Panini in baseball, man. It's a great interview. So I really commend that. My only negative, I have to say, boo, Christina's Corner, is it says recorded. So there was no live interaction in the chat. I was asking questions, and then I realized, oh, it's not even live. It was recorded like a week ago. I did like Christina's interview. She does a great job. I'm sure she's going to be really popular. 134 views. Check this out if you get a chance. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to try to do these on a weekly basis, targeting for, every week to do a synopsis on the interviews or hot things I'm seeing in content on the hobby. Again, if you have good content, please let me know. I'll be adding it. Thanks again. Bam. Bam.